morning to everyone. Good morning to everyone. Today's our topic is role of engineering in disaster management. What is a disaster management? When a natural calamity or man-made mishaps happens in a large scale of disaster management team comes and rescues the people who are trapped in the calamity. These persons are the people who are well trained in the large scale of disaster management and knows how to rescue the people and handle the situation in the hard difficult times. And they have a proper plan and careful execution in the technical support reduces the tangible fall. And with the support of the engineering team, they will reduce the damages and save the lots of the people's life. Engineering has a major role in the disaster management.
Yeah, as she said, engineering plays a very important role in disaster management. Every engineer has a role in this disaster management, and engineer can reduce the loss which will occur by these natural disasters by their proper planning and execution of technology. And as a mechanical engineer, one can develop a best machine which will not collapse easily by the nature such as shockproof of railway tracks and bridges, etc. And as well as civil engineer, one who can work on the roads and buildings. So when the natural disasters like earthquakes, floods and tsunamis will occur, the roads will not collapse by the work of the civil engineers. And as well as the electrical engineers, when they got the information about the disaster, they can disconnect the electricity, and so that many people can save their lives from electric shocks, and they prevent high risk, and also they can construct drones for the transportation of food packets to the victims who are in need.
Actually, the role of engineers in disaster management. Actually, who is called an engineer? An engineer is one who creates something new or who builds some machine or something else. So, an engineer is one who builds something new, he tests some mission or he implements something that is more technical and that has some new meaning. Yeah. Role of engineer in disaster management. Actually, what is disaster management? It is all about, it is an integration process that involves a kind of coordination, and it also involves implementing a solution to a problem in such a way that the problem is solved very easily. So to solve a problem very easily, engineers need to they develop the solution in a practical way, more practical way than a common man. So I appreciate the role of engineers in disaster management, and it is all about engineering. It's not belonging to a particular field. It is all about a coordination. Each of the engineers have their own role to play. Whereas an electrical engineer, he prevents some kind of electrical shocks, or during floods and droughts, they do their best. Whereas civil engineer, actually, these days we saw that in Turkey, due to earthquake, most of them they lost their lives. And civil engineer, if he properly manages all that, why this kind of loss occurs? So if engineers are well properly trained and they are given more powers to implement this, so we can reduce many accidents and they can contribute their best to the society.
As a quote said, nation's development is in engineers' hand. Yes, engineers help a lot to society to live a lavish life. Every development is in engineers' hand, and yeah, I'll agree. Because in civil engineer, as my friend said, civil engineer, if civil engineer works properly, or if he is trained properly, there will be, in disaster times and all, there will be no huge loss like this.
I am very glad to speak on this topic, the role of engineers in disaster management.
engineers are the pillars of the civilization. The main role of engineers is to implement the science in real life. Engineers are the as we all see, the technology is improving day by day. Engineers are they are able to see the forecast in advance. So we forecast in advance. So whether the weather is good or not, the cyclones, if the good or not, in that way.
As our topic is role of engineers in disaster management, I can strongly say that engineers play a very important and crucial role in the management and safety concern of a company. Firstly, disasters point outs are mainly four aspects. They are humans, materials, economics, and environmental issues. There are many incidents which are very memorable and unforgettable in my childhood. For example, Andhra Pradesh Visakhapatnam LG Polymers incident and Bhopal gas tragedy in Bhopal, which is mainly due to leak of isocyanate gas during the night time around 3 o'clock for more than 10 villages within 3 hours, which led to loss of more than 3,000 lives, and lakhs of people are affected due to this.
As he said, due to this disaster management, many of these three bad things has happened, like LG Polymers, Visakhapatnam, and the Bhopal gas tragedy. So in this year, in the year 2023, there are happened nearly 5 lakh earthquakes were detected, and in that 1 lakh has been happened in this year, and in that in 1 lakh earthquakes, only 100 has crossed the limit 7.9 magnitude. In this 100 earthquakes, the most preferred is Turkey and Syria earthquake. Due to this earthquake, nearly 4,914 homes were collapsed, and 94 homes are damaged. Nearly 2,245 people got lost their lives. So due to these beforely they intimated the earthquake, so many of the people are got who are in remote places has got transferred to other good places. And also we know that due to this Turkey and Syria earthquake, some scientists in our India has already beforely they intimated that India maybe get some earthquake in between 2 days. So yesterday there is a earthquake in Delhi and Chennai. Because of this before intimation, some of our engineers in India has transferred them who are in remote places, has transferred them to other places. So I really appreciate the role of engineers, because as our group member said, in Bhopal gas tragedy and LG Polymers, nearly 10 villages has affected. So after this also, the role of engineer is very important. I think the role of engineers in the disaster management is very precious and very appreciated.
As Sandeep said that construction of drones and helicopters can easily transport food packets for the victims who handled by the electrical technicians. Engineers are making the web closer. Like compared to CSE, like computer science engineers, they are making everything done by one click. In our hands, everything is happening. Like in one click, like we can get our work easy. As my friend Janki Shravani said that, like our engineers move forward to help the people in earthquakes. Yeah, how did they know that? Like it is socially like it's socially getting awareness quickly through social media, like which has happened by computer science engineering.
Our topic is about natural disastrous events. The role of engineers in disaster management. If you see, to now, everyone said about the goods in this topic, but there are also some evil topics, some heavily in these topics. If the engineer, if a civil engineer had built a block or a building correctly by using sufficient amount of cement and good quality of bricks, even though any kind of tufan or rain will come, the block will not be get disturbed or it will not be get cracked. So we can see here, if it gets cracked, it was an mistake of that civil engineer. But many are not saying about that thing, but many are telling about after disaster management is role. So many are telling. If we see that in ships, some ships will gets collapsed in some ships, and airplanes will get collapsed in their meanwhile part. This is the fault of aeronautical engineers who have to test the vehicle 2 to 3 times before the vehicle had launched. And if we see the topic of contribution means every engineer should contribute his study to his nation. For example, in case if we see an IT student, IT employee, we can say that he can't do anything in disaster management. He can't help physically, but he can help in technically, like providing apps like which can detect earthquakes, like seismometers which can detect earthquakes. So the needy can't, if the needy doesn't have any radio which has information from the weather broadcast, he can use this app, whereas he can by seismometer he can detect the earthquakes and he can escape from that land. In Turkey, the same situation happened, and many people had lost their lives. If you see in Chernobyl attack, the fault is of chemical engineers who didn't say about the Chernobyl leakage in Russia for the civilians. So the civilians had died, and there was also corruption. If you see corruption is also a part of disaster management. It gets linked in a different way. If a leader is corrupted and they gave for example 10 crores to lay roads, he will take 60% to that, means 6 crores, and give 4 crores to the contractor to lay roads, and the contractor has shares, but the people will affected people will only doesn't scold the leader, but they scold the Mestri who had laid these roads.
Engineers play a very big role in our modern life. Some of the engineers work in the broadcasting department. They tell the news about the disaster before it happens, and on this basis the government takes its necessary actions. And after the disasters, the civil engineers can construct the building, and any railway problems or any vehicle problems can be done by the mechanical engineers, and that is why they play a very big important role in our modern life.
Engineers are not only in one field, they come from different fields. Not only in one field. So if, for example, if an earthquake occurs in somewhere, the engineers uses the drone technique to rescue operations and passes the information from one place to another place, and uses and provides food for the people, and because of drone technique.
As my friend Dinesh said, that I agree with the fact that engineers are not only from one field, they are from different fields. This clearly mentions that there is a coordination between each and every engineer. Suppose when a mishap is going to occur, or it happened, suppose, then what? A single IT professional or a single civil engineer, they can't solve the problem. It depends on the coordination, because during a natural calamity, the civil engineer will take care of some measures, whereas the electrical engineer will take care of some measures. Whereas the IT professional, he sends the signals from one place to another place. So this is what happening. So if there is no coordination, then there will be no work. So I agree with the fact what my friend Dinesh said, and also scientists study on something that has already been there in our books. But Whereas engineers, they create something new and they create something that has never been.
Yeah, according to my point of view, in ancient times, we are not aware of the disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, etc. And now we are having very vast thinking about these natural disasters. So, engineer makes us aware of that, and they are warning the people they are warning the people about the future, and so by knowing this, we can we can save the life of mankind. And if we talk about engineer, he's doing brilliant job in every field apart from disaster management, as well as because of engineer we are living in a secure life and luxury life. So I want to say that engineer made us life luxury and safe, as well as he is brilliant in every field as well, apart from the disaster management.
To see these disasters, we can delve into two types, like the natural disasters and artificial disasters. In natural disasters, the creator is not a man, but the savior here is the man. In the artificial, the creator and savior is man. So man has a responsibility to save the people from natural or artificial disasters. If in artificial disasters, the man should prevention is better than cure. So he should take every tiny bit of measurement to construct a building or a ship or an aeroplane, or and sometimes some scientists will work on a machine, but due to some errors they forms another, like if a scientist had created an AI, due to some errors that AI will think itself, and it causes that is if an AI thinks itself in its own, it will causes a great threat to human race. And this was a man based disaster, and it can't be stopped until the AI is shut down. If how can an AI shut down? The AI will shut down only by another AI. So to create that another AI also very difficult, where the time taken for us to access that AI was a little bit of time taken, but that evil AI to access that created AI.
As we have discussed about the Bhopal incident, we may think what is the role of engineer in the factory and industries, because when the workers are not knowing about the knowledge of chemicals and all, an engineer should be appointed in the place as a safety engineer. As the company failed and made a mistake in appointing a safety engineer, their loss has happened. In case if there is a safety engineer in the company, this loss would not happen. And when an engineer wants to create a new product or anything, he should think about the pros and cons of the product after launching into the world, because it may cause very damage to the economical growth of a country of a single product. And when an engineer can build a quality and very good dams and constructions with the help of using latest technologies and modern use, as Sam said, he should use seismic waves, a device called earthquake dampings, which would reduce and give intimations to the people in the building to leave the building. So we cannot completely stop the disasters to happen, but we can control the loss due to the disasters.
I strongly support my friend Sham's words, as it is linked up with corruption and all. If any plan was if there is any plan to an engineer, to a civil engineer, for example, the construction of Polavaram Dam and all, if there is a plan with engineer, like it is connected with the government, and the government is planning like some amount of money, and which is the 60% amount is taken by the government, like what will that engineer do? What is the role of engineer in it? He'll plan everything, he'll approve everything, like government will be approved, and the engineer have to initiate. But in the time of disaster or in the time of damage, what will the engineer do? Like he is doing what is the money is given to him, like he is doing with that. So engineer can't.
So we are talking about some disadvantages, right? To stop these disadvantages during the quakes and all these natural calamities, we divided into two types these disasters. One is natural disaster and the artificial disaster. So right, we can't stop the natural disaster, right? If it may comes, we can prevent that, or after that disaster management, or sorry, disaster, we can manage the loss of the people. But some artificial disasters, like as we talk about those algae polymers leakage and Bhopal gas tragedy, Chernobyl leakage, all these. To stop those, what should be done? What precautions should be taken? So first thing is work and analyze. The engineers, after completion of the some creation of chemicals or like those in the chemical factories, they should first work it on it. Is it right or wrong? Is it correct? Is it done in the correct way or in the wrong way? And they should analyze. They should analyze like this, how to sludge these chemicals into environment like this. After this, they should implement the equipment. So if any leakage is happened without their interruption, how to prevent the these leakages with that implemented equipment. So engineers should mainly concentrate on these two things, like work and analyze and implementing the equipment.
As engineering has a vital role in the disaster management, when we see in the Kedarnath the ice fall, because most of the people were died, but after that the engineer played a crucial role. They taken the people from that place to another place, and they provided shelter to them. And in the ancient times, there are so many natural disasters are occurred, but they are not in our hands to save them. But now we can, by the earthquakes, seismographs, and those all things, we can save the people from those earthquakes, etc.
As engineers, they play a very important role in the development of our country, because our India is still a developing country. So our India needs some creative minds and some logical thinkers for the development of our country, so that we'll be placed in a developed country list. So engineers have to be very much careful while taking decisions, because it doesn't only affect the development of our country, but also it molds with the lives of thousands of people. Because while construction, if any mishappen is going to happen, then it affects lives of thousands, as we have seen in Turkey and all. So I feel they have to be more punctual, and they have to be more, it's like responsible towards their profession. And also, as Ravya said, that engineers, the political leaders, they are getting corrupted. Why not engineers? They are also getting corrupted, because they are taking bribe and they are collapsing some projects. So engineers, although they are getting many kind of distractions from the political leaders to take bribe and to do the work or the project in some other way, it's like of no economical importance. So don't think of it, and engineers must need to fight against such kind of corrupted leaders, and they have to do their work respecting their professions, and they have to make our country very much proud.
Yeah. If you see, we had solved as a disaster management into two types: artificial and natural. The impact done by the natural was not done by the impact that made by artificials, like was greater than the impact done by natural. For example, in natural calamities like earthquakes and tsunami, they will comes and last for within 1 day or greater than. Not it's a more time for 1 day, but if an artificial management disaster comes, it will rule a nation or a world. Like if you see COVID, it was an artificial disaster type, which had ruined all over the world and nation for 2 years with various variants. Like it gets mutated in four types of waves. So man-made disasters are more powerful. So for every graduate, before he get his graduate certificate, he should also learn how to. He should also has ethical knowledge, and there should be a subject on this how to control natural disasters. And if we try to make an AI or a machine which we think that it will help. For example, if you see submarines are useful for finding any minerals in underground water, and also for some wars. If we take in wars, due to the sonar radiations, the platelets beneath that will get shaked, and this will cause an effect on earthquakes, and which altogether forms into a tsunami. Here, there should be the range of sonar should be in a particular manner so that it can't cause any harm to the beneath the ground level.
In my point of view, engineers are the can survive the people in the way engineers are the only way which we can survive the people, not only in particular fields in engineers are the all the others.
Disasters are two types, but disaster management are four types, that is migration, preparedness, response, recovery. Migration, action to eliminate a hazard or response a potential impact. Preparedness, planning for a major incidents, including traveling and exercise. And response, action to response to emergency. And recovery, action after the disaster to reset the services or reconstruct the communities.
So, as you all said, as Sandeep mentioned, many engineers like the mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, all these engineers are working around to control a disaster, whether it is artificial or natural. So there should be some precautions. While I'm talking about those who are helping us should be also get needed, right? Like we are getting help from engineers. If in a disaster management or when they are managing a disaster, some engineers may also get hurted or may injured. We should also think about how to help the engineers during their helping us. So I wanna say that not only engineers should help us during those disasters. We should also help ourselves during those disasters so that we can make a nation beautiful and this make the nation very responsible towards the nation, and this may also leads to developed country from developing country.
Engineers should not be selfish all the time, and I mean selfish in the sense that they take measures, and when a sudden something happens, they take measures. But at the same time, they need to aware people what it means. We don't know what is going to happen very next. I mean, within 10 minutes there may be a tsunami here. I don't know. We don't know what may happen. So it is better to aware people to as much extent so that they can save themselves from any kind of things, and this also helps the engineers to reduce their work, because if people are aware, then they can handle their work in a very much easier way. So this is what I think.
Well, as before said, engineers are playing very important role in every field, not only in disaster management. But if we basically natural disasters are because of the climatic change and because of the negligence of the constructors. So weather and environment engineers are trying to warn the people by the future because of the climate is not at all same in all conditions. So as Rohit said, tsunami is natural disasters are not a thing which will occur by time to time, but it may come suddenly. So everyone have to be aware of that. So everyone have a responsibility to be safe and have to keep safe environment, and so this may lead to the decrease of natural disasters.
As we all know, every profession plays an important role in the growth of a country. Withstanding all the natural disasters such as floods in Kerala every year we see frequently, engineers are called pillars of civilization because they play a major role in management of disasters and safety concern and providing other important aspects regarding disasters. And I can say that engineers are the only person who can protect the wheels of civilization. And I also feel proud to say that on September 15th, we celebrate Engineers Day on the occasion of birth anniversary of greatest engineers of all time, Mokshagundam Vishwesvaraya. And I can say that engineers can survive without technology, but technology and society cannot survive without engineers.
Engineers, if an engineer had tried to make a machine, he should be confident but not overconfident that the machine will goes to evil. He should be confident that the machine will be good. For example, if we see our Titanic, everyone will see that it's a natural calamity where the visualizer of light didn't see in the iceberg, but the time taken for it to submerge is 2 hours, where all the civilians in Titanic can escape by the helping boats, but there are not sufficient helping boats because it was the overconfidence of mentor of the Titanic that the Titanic ship cannot be submerged in any case. So if he had sufficient helping boats in that Titanic, only the Titanic, the magnum of the Titanic can be get submerged, but not it had taken 1,500 civilians' lives.
As engineers plays a vital role, engineers have kept imaginative ideas into the reality. And many of the engineerings, like civil engineering, builds the buildings, bridges, etc. And electrical engineering builds the electric poles. And mechanical engineering, shop roofs, etc., railway stations, etc. These all things does not disturb by the natural disasters. They will not disturb the people who are surroundings. And as the engineers are the pillar of the civilizations, they are help to us from the natural disasters.
Like not only as civil engineers, like computer engineers and information technology engineers, during Kerala floods they have helped a lot. Like they have created applications and volunteering people, and in the natural calamities like Kerala floods and all, like they have created an application for volunteering and contribution. So it have helped so many.
Without engineers, we can't imagine the world, because every engineering branch has its own importance. Like for civil engineering, for construction of the buildings, it can be done by the civil engineers, and the invention of the new machines and other automobiles can be invented by the mechanical engineers.
So, as our group members discuss after discussing, I want to conclude that the main points are how to prevent the disasters which are man-made, and how to manage the disasters which are occurred naturally. So, first of all, I think we should engineers should first of all they save the civilians' life, and second one is they should implement the techniques to save our lives, and the third thing is the mission of the earth or the mission of this planet is to save our lives and save the earth. So I want to say that prevention is better than cure, and I want to quote at the last is success emergency management relies only on expertise and supporting.